Good evening, everyone. Surprise! I decided to go live. I was going to make my dinner, and I thought, well, why don't I just pop into the Facebook group and post and just do my dinner and see who hops on with me. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chrissy, your Epicure consultant, and I am going to be making orange rosemary garlic chicken tonight. It is a recipe, I believe, out of the What's for Dinner collection that's going on right now. We have a lot of different recipe collections for you guys to try, and a lot of times it's attached to a specific product collection. So I wanted to go through and see what was in there for you guys to use. So it's, like I said, it's called Orange Rosemary Garlic Chicken, and it's in the What's for Dinner collection. So if you're joining me and not in any kind of group, or you're on my YouTube page, because this is where this video is going to end up, on my YouTube channel, what I'm doing right now is a cooking party. And this current cooking party is for Georgia, Lindsay, and Patty. So welcome if you're in that group. If not, it's okay. The food is the same. So anyhow, so also, just to let you all know how these work, these online Facebook cooking parties, I have a host or hosts, plural, and they invite all their friends to a Facebook group that I create, a private Facebook group, and then I tell everybody in there about Epicure, and the hosts, when their guests order, and the minimum order to unlock the host benefits is $250 total, a minimum, and over 4 different orders, and that unlocks the host benefits, and that is 10% of class sales, which is at that point $25, and a half price item. Now the sky's the limit, and the percentages increase as the class sales go up, and if you agree to host a party before a class ends that you're involved with, you get a $20 future booking bonus. So that means when your benefits come in, you get the $20 tacked on. So these ladies, the 3 ladies that are hosting this class, have all done that. So when their class qualifies, they'll get automatically $45 in free product and a half price item. So, and then if somebody books a class from this class for them, they'll get an extra half price item. And then, of course, like I just said, the person that booked gets the $20 future booking bonus. So anyhow, so I am going to start cooking. I'm going to say hi to Cheryl and Shelly, and I see George is on here. So welcome to everybody. And Tom, I see he's here too. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to start. What I have going on here, I've got my wok. It's heating up because this thing here on my stove takes forever, so I started it ahead of time. The first thing that we're going to cook today is the rice for the rosemary garlic chicken that I'm making in the wok. So to do our rice, I'm going to bring out Epicure's star cookware, and that is the multi-purpose steamer. It is 100% food grade silicone, which means it won't leach anything bad into your food. You can use it in the microwave like we're going to use it tonight, in the oven, and you can put it in the freezer, and you can put it in the dishwasher. It comes with a tray right here, which we're going to use this tonight. You can see here, you can cook a lot of things in this steamer. You can cook a whole chicken in here. You can cook a lasagna, which I may be doing later on in the week here. You can cook your rice or quinoa. You can cook a lot of things in the steamer. You get your vegetables ready. And I have a couple of them, because a lot of times you got one thing going, you want the other one ready to go in. So very, very handy. So I'm going to put the lid away. I don't need the lid for this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of my prep cups. These are our 1 cup prep cups, and there's the measurements are on the side. They do have cool lids. Let me grab one. Forgot to grab one because I wasn't going to need one today. except to show you. So here's the lid. It stays on tight, makes them stackable. Very nice tight seal. So I'm going to put, the recipe calls for a whole cup of rice, but I don't need a whole cup. There's just 2 of us today. So I'm just going to make a half a cup of rice. Whoops, that's a little bit much. I'll put some back. Okay, this is real life, folks. This is why I do Epicure. It fits into my life. If you could see yourself doing what I'm doing, making extra money just by doing something that you love to do anyhow, I'm always looking for new team members as well. So that's half a cup of rice, and I'm going to put about 1.25 cups of water in here. Your steamer will come with directions on everything, and then everybody's microwave is different, so you can just kind of figure it out from there. Now, what I'm going to do, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I like to liven up my rice or my quinoa by adding some seasoning. So what I have here is our vegetable broth, and let me get it so there's not so much glare. I don't know if I can do that. Ooh, there's a lot of glare with this light right there. Okay, so this is the vegetable broth. So I'm going to put in about 1 tablespoon of vegetable broth in here. This is our 4-in-1 spice spoon. There's a tablespoon on this end, teaspoon. Then when you flip it over, there's a half teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon, because there is a line. Let's see, where is it? It's right there. One's half teaspoon, one's 1/4 teaspoon. I measured it. It didn't look like it is, but it is. I measured it with water just to make sure. So the cool thing about our 4-in-1 spice spoon is it fits in all of our jars. So there's no struggling with that tablespoon that doesn't want to fit anywhere. So I'm just going to put 1 tablespoon of that in there. I don't know if I have to measure anything dry again. I think I'll just swish it around. Epicure is extremely healthy seasonings. We have a huge, what's called never ever list. There's over 100 ingredients that you'll never find in Epicure, which includes MSG, gluten. Epicure is gluten-free, if you didn't know. But it's also very low in sodium. So what I tend to do is salt my food because it's going to need some salt. So especially with this broth here, the broth has hardly any sodium at all. I didn't read the label. Let me look real quick. 35 milligrams in 1.5 teaspoons. So there's maybe 70 milligrams of sodium in this. So not a lot at all. So there we go. All right. Now to cook the rice, we're going to use the tray only to cover it. And then we're just going to put this in the microwave, and I'm going to set it for about 14 minutes. And while it's cooking, I'm going to make the rest of the meal. And that's why the steamer is so helpful, because while you're cooking your rice perfectly, you can be doing all the other stuff you need to do. So, as I said, making orange rosemary garlic chicken, and I've got my wok heating here, so it should probably be warm enough. It feels like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to I'm using avocado oil because it doesn't have any flavor to it. So it said to use 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to put that, oops, spilled a little. Put that in my wok, just add a little for good measure. It's popping a little bit. And I'm going to take it said to use 1 pound, but I ended up with 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm going to show you what I did. I used my Prep Pro scissors. I love these kitchen scissors. They're really sturdy and good. I had bone-in chicken thighs, so I just went in and I cut off all the extra fat. I had the skin on it, so I pulled that off, I cut it off, and cut the chicken myself because I didn't want it to go to waste. So I just went ahead and did these scissors. These are great for cutting bread, for cutting slices of pizza, and cutting your chicken in pieces. So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my saute spoon. I always say I was never a gadget person before I started doing Epicure, but I just love all their stuff. And the silicone doesn't scrape anything, doesn't scrape your wok. This is an Epicure wok as well, and doesn't scrape the wok. It doesn't hurt the silicone, right? You don't want to use any knives with your silicone. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken in here as directed. So that's sizzling. And it says to heat over medium-high heat. Let's see, add chicken, cook until golden brown, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a little bit and start cooking the chicken. Now the wok at this moment is out of stock. It is a very hot item. It comes in and out of stock quickly sometimes. So if you're watching this, you know, and you want to wok, I've never had one before, and I really like this one. I think I have nothing to compare it to, but it's very non-stick, and I like it a lot. So, all right, now, and of course, if you want to host a party, or my hosts that are hosting now, if it's in stock, you could, depending on how well the class does, you could get it for free or for half price. Same thing with the steamers. They say there's three prices for the multi-purpose steamer. There is the catalog price. There is half off, because when you host a class, you can use it as one of your half price items. And there's free, because that comes in your kit when you become a consultant. So it's kind of a running joke that we have. All right, so while that's cooking, it says to get an onion right here, and I'm going to use a chef's knife that comes with a cover there. It's a ceramic knife, stays sharp for 2 years, does not rust because it's ceramic, and I'm just going to take an onion. It said to use a red onion, but I don't have one, so I'm using a regular onion. So I'm just going to go ahead and I love these knives. They're really good with tomatoes, because tomatoes like to slide around, and these are nice and sharp, and they don't slide around. So I'm going to go ahead and just chop these. Alright, so that's ready to go for when that's done. I should have used one of my cutting mats, but I forgot to grab one, so let's see here. How are these doing? They're not golden yet, but they're getting there. Alright. Cool. Okay. So what's next? Let me see here. Well, we can get the orange ready. There's a sauce, so we'll get the oranges ready. So what I have here is my my 2-in-1 citrus press. There's one for limes and one for lemons. And I'm actually going to do oranges in this, which I've never done before. I've never done this recipe before, by the way. Never cooked it. It just looked really good, so I thought, hey, I'm going to try it out. So the directions say to cut the oranges, which I've already washed, into quarters, and then put the quarters through the press. So, well, we'll see how that goes, right? So I guess, you know, these weren't that big. These weren't really that big. I could have probably just fit it in the, let me see if I can put the sides together again. I probably could have just, oh, I did that wrong. Well, okay. I'll just do a piece at a time, and then if I need to do another one. So I'm looking for, let's see, I am looking for a half a cup of juice. And I probably want to make a little bit more. I don't like how I did this. Let me start over. Hold on. I might have to go back and do those two. But if I cut this in half, like a normal person would have. There we go. Because these are small oranges, I'm going to need to use more oranges than it says in the directions. Alright, let's see. There we go. See, that fits in the lemon side. Those are very small oranges. Whoa! Let's see. Can you see what I'm doing from there? Yeah, I think you can. Alright, there we go. There's one. So you end up with this disc here. There's no juice left in that. So, I love this 2-in-1. I guess if the orange were a lot bigger, quartering it would have been a good idea. Whoa! That really... Alright. I'm going to do the pieces now. I just wanted to show you how that worked. But now I'm going to do the pieces so that I get enough juice for the sauce. And it said you can top it off with some water if you don't get enough juice. So, all the pieces in there. Let me stir this around real quick. I'm gonna flip these pieces over. Make sure they get pretty cooked. I'm pretty sure it just goes right, cooks with everything else. I throw everything else in there. If you're just joining us, we've got rice cooking in the multi-purpose steamer in the microwave. It's getting nice and perfectly fluffy and cooked. Alright. Alright, flipped all the pieces over. With my range, when it tells you to do medium-high, I'm afraid I'm going to burn the pan. But then sometimes it doesn't feel like that it's cooking fast enough. So I see we've got some new guests here. I saw Suzanne pop in and Patty. Hi, you guys. Cecilia, hi. Let's see. I think that's it for right now. It says 5 people so far. Alright, so let's get the rest of this orange juice out of here. I might add some water just because I know I like my Chinese food, which I guess this is like Chinese food. I like it kind of saucy, so I think I might add some extra water anyhow, just to make some extra sauce. I can tell you, I've never used citrus press to press an orange quarter before. This is completely unscripted, people. I'm making my dinner using a recipe I've never used before for no other reason but to show you that Epicure can fit into your life and make it a lot easier. And it's not hard. It's not hard to cook. 20 minutes or less is what we're going to do here. Now I had set the rice for 14 minutes, so alright. So we're still watching over the chicken, which is cooking. I'm going to turn that up just a little bit. Alright. So, while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to make some dressing. I decided I was going to make a small salad. So, I've got our sesame ginger dressing. That's right here. Wow, that light ring is just like really glaring at you guys. So, I'm sorry about that. So, there's the sesame ginger dressing. And, I've got our cruet, and it's got measurements along the side as well. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to get our trusty silicone funnel, put that there, and it calls for, now everything Epicure has the directions on the back of the seasoning packet or on the back of the jar. So all you have to do is read. And sometimes there's more than one recipe. This sesame ginger dressing also has a creamy version and an Asian noodle salad right on the back of the jar. So you can go on my website and get recipes. A lot of the collections come with downloadable PDFs for recipes. There's recipes on the back of all the products, so you're never going to be at a loss of what to cook. And it'll all be quick. So on the back here it says that we need 3 tablespoons soy sauce and 1/3 of a cup oil and 1/2 a cup rice vinegar. But I'm just going to make a half a recipe because I just don't need that much. So rice vinegar, it needs 1/4 cup. So I am just going to, I'm not going to use the funnel right now because it's just going to end up with the seasoning sticking on the side. So, oops, 1/2 cup rice vinegar. So I just need 1/4 cup. So there is 1/4 cup on the cruet here. So I'm just going to pour this until it hits 1/4 cup. I never buy dressings anymore. Epicure has Greek, sesame ginger, let's see what else, Caesar, a ranch dip, which can also be a dressing. I feel like I'm missing one. I just never have to buy store-bought dressings anymore. I can make it fresh every single time I want to eat some. So, and if you've looked at the ingredients on dressings, there's a lot of junk in them. So I'm glad to not use that. Okay, so let's see. Then we've got 1/3 of a cup of oil, which I just measured out before you all got here. That 1/3 of a cup is about, I think I will use the funnel now so the oil doesn't get everywhere. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of oil. It's about 5 tablespoons, but you know, you can adjust stuff. So I'm just going to use 2 tablespoons of avocado oil because it doesn't have much of a taste. I don't know how much olive oil would taste in there. Then we've got tablespoon of the mix. This makes it really easy. Right in there. And how much soy sauce? 3 tablespoons. So a tablespoon and a half. And since there is 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, I'm just going to put a tablespoon and then a teaspoon and a half to make that a 1 1/2 tablespoons. So that's a teaspoon and a half teaspoon right here. There we go. I didn't even have to change spoons. You see that? That's very tricky. Very tricky. Okay. So I'm going to stir the chicken a little bit here. It's getting brown. We want it to be cooked. All right. Very good. All right. How are we doing? Okay, the rice is another minute. All right. So now we just put the lid back on. Shake it up. And voila! Instant salad dressing, no preservatives. You can use whatever oil you want. You can use organic olive oil. You can use organic rice vinegar. You cannot put salt in it. You can do whatever you want, and there you go. Instant and fresh. The only thing I did beforehand was make a little bit of a salad. So we'll put that on there. Alright, I'm going to stir this around again. It's looking good. Alright, what did the directions say next? As I said, let's see, how much orange juice do I have? I have about like a little bit more than a quarter of a cup of orange juice. I'm going to level it off to half a cup, just like the directions said I could do. Let's see if we have enough sauce. Let's see. Now what's next? Okay, so the next thing we need to do is add the onion. So I'm going to do that. Alright. And it says to cook for 2 minutes. So we'll do that. Let's check on the rice because it just beeped. Alright. Now you want to be careful. My microwave is a very good level. I don't have to reach too far. The contents in the silicone get hot. The handles are not hot, but the contents are. And of course, when the lid is on, the steam just comes right out. So you just want to watch that. Let's see. I already have my spoon right over there. I'm going to have to grab a different spoon. Alright, so let's take a peek. Alright, so the rice looks done. I don't know if I put enough water in there. Uh-oh. Usually it's perfect and fluffy. Looks like it may have dried out a little bit because I didn't pay any attention to it. But it's usually perfect and fluffy. I may add just a little bit of water to it. There we go. No rehearsals, you guys. This is how it is. Alright. If you weren't here from the beginning, I added some vegetable broth seasoning to the rice so that it would be a little bit flavored. Alright. Well, it's a little bit like I left it in there with less water than I should have. I am not a master of this yet. Let's see here. It looks a little bit like rice-a-roni looks when you buy it in the box, which I kind of like, actually. Alright. Put a little bit more water in there, and I think I'm just going to put it right back in because it'll sort of reconstitute. You can't really screw up anything, Epicure. It's all trial and error here. Alright, I put it back in there for a couple minutes. Alright, so we'll finish the chicken dish here. Alright, so there we go. Yum, it already smells good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Alright, so what's next? Like I said, I never made this recipe before tonight. Let's see here. Alright, so we did the orange juice, and I'm supposed to put honey. So I got a tablespoon of honey. So whisk it in. I'm going to use the mini whisk. There we go. Oh, let's see. Oh, thank you, Georgia. Balsamic. That's the dressing that I forgot about. No, Suzanne, I don't use the cover on the steamer for the rice. The directions say to use the tray. I don't really know why. I think probably because, you know, I don't know. Actually, I don't know why. I don't know if the water would stay in more. I'm not sure. But maybe with this, I cut the rice in half. When I do the exact, a cup of rice and 2.5 cups of water, it comes out perfect. But I cut it in half, not thinking, and I thought it would be fine, and I don't know, we'll see. It'll probably still come out fine. But yeah, we use the tray. I'm not exactly sure why. So here's the mini whisk, and I got some honey, and what's cool is this is what I use for the oil, so the honey is going to come right out of here. That's a little bit of a trick. If you're ever using molasses or honey when you're baking, do the oil first. Measure the oil first so it comes right out easily. So there we go. There's the honey. It did come right out. And then we're going to whisk in what else is needed. Okay, so the reason this is called rosemary garlic chicken is because here's our rosemary garlic seasoning. Ugh, the glare is driving me crazy. Next time I'm not going to use this setting. Anyhow, this is rosemary garlic seasoning, and it smells really good. I wish you guys could smell this. So again, I'm going to use a tablespoon, and again, you can see how our 4-in-1 spice spoon fits right in the jar. Put that in there. That's what's going to give it its flavor. And it says a teaspoon of cornstarch. That's what's going to thicken it up. So again, 1 spoon. I got a dry spoon and a wet spoon here today. So, alright, so cornstarch goes in there. Am I missing anything? No, everything went in there. Alright. There we go. So I'm going to use my mini whisk, which is a new item. So I love this thing. I love it. I use it all the time now. I think I need to get myself another one. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I've got crackling here and the microwave going there. Okay. There we go. Then let's see. Decrease heat to medium-low. Alrighty. Doing that. And pour sauce into pans. Simmer, stirring, and turning chicken to coat with the sauce. Alright. That's what we're going to do now. Okay. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, wow. The chicken's gotten really brown. And this sauce is thickening really fast. Nice. Wow, that looks really good. I think you can see from all the way over there. I hope so. I'll plate some and then I will show you. Oh, really good. It smells great. I'm going to add a little bit of salt because I know we're going to need some. There was no soy sauce in this part of it, so. Alright. Well, let's check on the rice, you guys. Not exactly sure. But like Lindsay likes to say, Epicure is so forgiving. Right, Lindsay? It is very forgiving. And these recipes are all awesome. So, okay. Let's see here. When you use your steamer for anything that's making it more full, you can put it on a plate and lift it out that way. Same thing with the oven. If you can use it in the oven. If you use it in the oven to cook something, you can put it on a cookie sheet first, so that because it does bend. We have a round steamer that's out of stock at this moment, but check back because I have one. It's excellent. It's got a little bit thicker sides, so it holds up better when you're talking cooking soups and stews as well. So wow, this smells so good. It smells so good. It looks perfect. Okay. And the rice has fluffed up now. See, there you go. We can always save it, you guys. There you go. You can see the rice is fluffy, steamy hot. It's got all this vegetable goodness in it from the vegetable seasoning that I put in there. Love it. What I'll do sometimes, the last couple minutes of cooking, I'll throw cauliflower rice in there, because like we're trying to kind of cut down the carbs, but cauliflower rice, of course, as you know, doesn't taste the exact same. So in order to sort of trick ourselves, I'll add in cauliflower rice and put it in for the last couple minutes in the microwave. Wow, that looks great. Perfect and fluffy. Awesome. All right. Okay. So let me get a plate, because I neglected to grab one. Put all this stuff aside. And you notice I only messed up like 5 things, and most of them are utensils. So that's another great thing about Epicure, is there's not a lot of mess in the kitchen. Let me grab a plate. Hold on a second. Okay. So we're going to plate some rice. And I'm going to turn this off now. Oh, wow. All right. And we're going to put some rosemary chicken thighs on there. Gosh, that smells good. So there's dinner right there. And I told you I made a salad. So I'm going to grab one of these salads here. And put the dressing on. Ooh, I almost burnt myself there. Shake that up. Some sesame ginger dressing. We have an entire Asian kit that has the sesame ginger flavors as stir fry sauce, and so the our meal kits at this moment have 2 versions. One with equipment, like for example the Mexican kit comes with the steamer that I just showed you, and the citrus press that I just used. While the Asian kit, when the wok is available, will come with the wok. So, or you could get the food only version. So I thought that was really neat. That's new for this season. So, in any case, here's our food. I probably could have put it on the same plate, but there you go. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions whatsoever, find me online. If you're watching this in any of my groups, you can message me. And if you happen to be catching this later, after this class is over, on my YouTube channel, my website should be on there somewhere. So, thank you all for watching. This is Chrissy Mifsud. Have a great evening, and I will catch you all later. Thank you.